Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I am working on a new process and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. It is something that I have experimented with in a little bit of different formats over time with clients, and this is what I am going to start utilizing for all one-on-one clients, but also anyone who is using the Strong Heart Community and the Unfiltered Nourishment app. So this is habit plans. Okay. So you all know that setting habit goals is important and your daily habits are really, really important. Okay, because we do not just accomplish something like having our dream body, having a healthy family and healthy relationship, having a successful career in business because we want it and we visualize it, right? I'm all for meditation and visualization and believing in our dreams, but we have to take action, right? And that's where these small daily, weekly, monthly things that we are doing are getting us closer to those end goals. Okay. And that process can take a long time. So, the goal of these habit plans is also to give you some more short-term validation and positive reinforcement so that you keep going. Because that is definitely something that like Hormozy talks about a lot. Did I say his name right? That Hormozy guy. Is it Andrew? Oh my God, now I'm literally forgetting what his name is, and I'm mad and I need to check it out. Um, Hormozy. Alex Hormozy. I think that's it. So yeah, if any of you have followed him, he's a entrepreneur, very successful, has a lot of good mindset advice, and I don't resonate with all of it. Some of it is a bit masculine for me, but talks about how most people in business just give up too soon, right? And I think that can be the case with health too. There are clients that I have been working with, not on, for over a year. And like they are still working on some of those foundational things. It just takes time to adapt a new belief system and a new lifestyle. So we don't just accomplish something also because we pay a lot of money to be taught it or to have it, right? This is so often the case with GLP-1s. I'll see people pay quite a bit of money, use them for 3 to 6 months, and think that that's going to solve everything for the rest of their life with their weight. And it's just not the way that the body works. Okay. These things are deeply ingrained in our body's mechanisms, in our brain, in our belief system. So it takes time to change them. Okay. And we do not, of course, just change something and accomplish something because we took the steps for 2 months, right? It's a commitment to doing these things long term. So, your holistic wellness habits. These are going to be focused on physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. And honestly, any specific habit, yes, can connect to any of these areas. Like if you want to think of it in this way, you could make your protein goal a spiritual health goal, right? Because it's helping nourish your vessel so that you can serve others better, right? But I do kind of divide them on this list of things that I think of that people would think of more as physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual based habits. But again, they can all overlap. And so the first step is making sure that you are really strong in this belief that you know your beliefs and your daily habits do create your reality. Okay? If you don't believe that, right? That's not for me to make you believe. That's something that you have to come to terms with and believe so that you want to do this and you want to put in this effort and this time. And I don't even want to say that this hard work because it is not necessarily harder than the things we're already doing. It is just different. Okay. Because when we can relieve physical aches and pains, when we can relieve anxiety, we can relieve our insecurity, life actually gets a lot easier. So I don't even like to say this hard work, but it is work and it is effort. And I want to also point out that habit tracking itself, so really like tracking in a system the things that you're doing can be for people at any level of health, whether it's somebody who's really focused on their macro tracking and their fitness and they're in a fat loss time, or it's someone more focused on fertility and nervous system regulation where their goals may look a little different, or somebody who's literally just trying to survive. That this can also be very, very helpful if you are in a season of stress and chaos. Okay, so what we are doing is we are picking out our habits. Obviously, I'm going to go through how to do that. We're having some positive short-term reinforcement. Okay, so when you go through the act of writing these habits and you check them off, either at the beginning of the day, throughout your day, the end of the day, you are going to subconsciously feel accomplished and feel proud of yourself. Okay. It might seem small, might not seem very significant in your day, but it is going to help start creating these subconscious beliefs of confidence, of self trust, that you trust that you're going to do the things you say you are going to do. Okay. We're also going to have an aspect of long-term negative reinforcement, meaning I won't get this if I don't stay committed. Okay. And this isn't in any way something to shame ourselves for or to be like toxic. But when we start to connect some of the things in our life to these goals, it can give us that kind of, we have some more skin in the game, essentially, right? Because there are many people that will meet with me and I'll be like, how did the goals go last month? Didn't do them. And they don't have this deep like desire. And I know again, there's so many life circumstances that can get in the way, but this is we're making sure that we're going to be picking really realistic goals and we're going to be really able to do them. Okay. We're not picking things that are too challenging, too expensive, too hard. We're picking things that you are picking because you know you should do them and you can do them and they are within reach. Okay, so we're going to be choosing rewards. And so essentially when you complete X number of your habits, you can give yourself this reward. Okay, so you're not necessarily taking something away. I don't really like to think of it in the restrictive way, but you're adding in something good that you do want. Okay, and we're having this compassionate focus, right? It's not about being overly controlling, obsessing about numbers, but about helping ourselves holistically be healthier and releasing the hold on specific outcomes. Like I said, those things that you're working towards, your dream body, your dream family, your dream career, those are outcomes. Okay. So we want to release thinking about that outcome and we want to focus on the present. Focus on the journey, focus on the small daily things and release that outcome to God, to the universe, or whatever you want to call it, and trust that we are on the path to getting those things. It's still, yes, it's important to have clarity on what direction you're going to, but when we overly focus on the numbers, and I have so many clients that struggle with this, it can just add this fear aspect, okay? And we just get stuck in that. Okay, so here are the logistics of your habit planning. Okay, and this is something I'm going to be launching here in November. So, a great thing to do into the new year. So, I send out an email and I'm going to attach this also to this email with the video. This document called the Healthier, Hotter, Happier Habit Library. This is simply just a place to start to give you some ideas. Okay, and again, I think anywhere in your journey you can find some of these that will fit you. Um, but you can also add to this if there are things that you know you want to work on. And your habits should be challenging. They shouldn't be something that you're already doing every day. Like if you already have mastered eating breakfast every day, don't pick that. Okay. Make it like, okay, and my breakfast, I want to make sure I have 15 grams of fiber, right? Make them a little bit harder than what you're already doing. Okay. And then you'll pick some weekly and some daily habits. Then you'll go through the how to select rewards that motivate, inspire, and elevate you and see if you have some ideas for that. That one is also like you can truly change it up as much as you want. If you want to make these all things that you're spending no money on your rewards, that is totally fine. If you're in a season of paying off debt or money is really tight, these do not have to be money focused, right? They can be having a movie night with your best friend. They can be um, going on a long road trip by yourself to the mall, right? It doesn't have to be, that was a bad example on not spending money, but um, they can be like very whatever's going to fit you best. Okay. But I do think that if you're able to do something that is a little bit of an investment, that can also be really powerful because you're teaching yourself that like that idea of you are paying yourself first. You prioritize what you put into yourself and you're investing in yourself. Food and exercise, they are an investment in yourself. So giving yourself those financial rewards too can be powerful. Okay. Anyways, you're going to email me the responses to that. If you work with me in Nourish and you want to message it to me in the messenger, totally fine. Um, but I would prefer that you email these to me. You can also message me in the Strong Her community app too. Okay. Then you will get some forms of follow-up from me and Rachel. We will be likely, if you are in the Unfiltered Nourishment app, we will be tallying up the numbers of how many habits you've completed. So that's also a step I didn't add in there, is that I will add these into your app so they will show up on the home screen so you can check them off every day. I have not yet really figured out how I will do this with all of my Nourish clients. So stay tuned for that. It will depend on how many people I have join that are from Nourish. But I will figure that out for you all. Okay, so then, of course, you can attend Strong Heart community calls, your one-on-one appointments to share more about your goals and the wins that you're having, challenges that you are having. And I would encourage you to reassess that plan every 1 to 3 months. And once a habit becomes more automatic, like something that you just notice that you're doing, you don't have to think about, then it should probably be replaced by something that is new and a little bit more of a challenge. Okay, of course, different seasons of life can also call for different types of habits. Okay, and my last update that I have is I am working on a new beliefs survey that I will be sending out which is especially helpful if you do one-on-one appointments to help us identify limiting beliefs that we want to focus on in 2026. Also just recorded a really in-depth podcast about subconscious mind and limiting beliefs to help you guys kind of understand where that fits into all of this and where if there are habits that you find yourself kind of avoiding or really being aversive to or just like really, really struggling to commit to, that there might just be a limiting belief that's really blocking you from doing it. So we want to find that and we want to clear that. All right, message me if you have any questions at all.